time and summarize the speeches. I now call on the leader of the National Women's Congress, Mrs. Maramalo Bangura.
Away. Away. Mr. Moderator, Mr. Chairman of the All People's Congress, Deputy Chairman, our leader and presidential candidate, Deputy Leader and running mate, the National Secretary General, National Women's Congress, the National Young Congress, the National Veteran Congress, the National Disabled Congress, Congress all, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the Fourth Estate, civil society organizations, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to make this brief. I will start by thanking God for this all-important day. I will continue to thank and praise the women of Sierra Leone for their strength, fortitude, and courage to survive the horrors of the last 5 years in Sierra Leone. The horrors I'm talking about should not be strange to this gathering. Our women have suffered pains of economic hardship. They have endured injustice, political harassment, and intimidation, rape with impunity, even in the presence of hands of our guns. The health and education of our women have deteriorated with an abandonment of the free health care amidst deplorable education, which they said it was free quality education. Of course, all of us know it was not free, it is not free, and it is not quality. Women are the greatest victims of a divided nation. Mr. Leader, the One Nation Manifesto has brought us comfort and hope for a dignified womanhood in Sierra Leone. One nation where women will be respected and supported. One nation where a woman will not be dismissed from her job because of her belief in integrity. One nation where women will not be victims of economic mismanagement. One nation of equality and fairness. One nation where women will be free to exercise their political will without fear of intimidation, physical abuse, and political harassment. Above all, one nation of unity, freedom, and justice. The National Women's Congress welcomes this good news, and I'm calling on all the women of Sierra Leone to vote Dr. Samura Kamara for this vision that speaks volume from the heart, and more evidently by actions. In conclusion, I will boldly state that we, the National Women's Congress, trust the One Nation Manifesto. Thank you all. Long live the All People's Congress, and long live the Republic of Sierra Leone. Thank you.
That is the voice of the women. And this time, not only the women of the APC, but the women of Sierra Leone. Ladies and gentlemen, as we usher in the leader of the of the Veterans Congress, let me recognize the members of our legal team, the Chief Legal Advisor and his team, our heads, the chairman of the different regions, chairman of districts, chairman of constituencies present here. Dr. Sam Sise, Deputy Leader, National Veterans Congress.
Beto! I don't say, but good people know the answer because it is news to you. The veterans, they are a new kid in the box. In order to save time, please allow me to say all protocols observed. First and foremost, the National Veterans Congress was established under the new constitution of the party as one of the three main organs of the party. We have the responsibility as per mandate to assist the leadership of the party to resolve problems, challenges, conflicts within the party structures, meaning intra-party issues. Secondly, we have the responsibility to mobilize our old folks, our veterans, those who have served the party for long, but for one reason or the other, they have been abandoned, they have not been considered, they have not been incorporated, they have been allowed to stay away from the party, thereby reducing our numbers. We have the responsibility to mobilize them and to make sure that their welfare is also taken care of under the APC. Secondly, let me say that we as veterans were very proud people, members of the party, because the party has a track record of performance. The party is known to be developmentally oriented more than any party in Sierra Leone. You look at infrastructural development in Sierra Leone, no party to match. You look at the stadium, you look at bridges, you look at rebuilding, so many other things done. You go to Kailaon, you go to Cambia, you go to Kono, so many things have been done, roads have been constructed. It is only the APC that has done it. You look at institutional development, APC has served as a champion. We also know that the APC is a respecter of human rights. Right through the reign or the leadership of Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, no political person has been jailed, and nobody has been killed. But under the foregone 5 years, we are all living testimonies of the abuse of human rights, including killings of people. The APC is known to be a great integrator of society. Under the APC, we never knew tribes until these recent 5 years. Then we started knowing who is Creole, who is Mende, who is Timini, who is Limba. And as a process, even in terms of opportunities, people are discriminated accordingly. This is not good for the unity of Sierra Leone, for the development of Sierra Leone. And therefore, that brings me to talk about the manifesto that talks about one nation. we are all proud Sierra Leoneans. It is only under that circumstance that we will be able to bring everybody on board. Everybody is assured of an opportunity once it is available for you to take and make yourself better. Today, this is not happening. As somebody has said, people are appealing, the ordinary people who have not been able to be here, to say, don't leave us in the hands of these people for us to perish the next 5 years. And I hope we will heed to this great appeal so that we make sure we redeem Sierra Leone. The 2023 elections are not about the APC. It is about redeeming Sierra Leone. We have to redeem Sierra Leone. We have to stand by this. Otherwise, we will lose a lot of people, we will lose a lot of international image, and you will not be a proud Sierra Leonean. And finally, let me say that being part of a government under Dr. Anet Kuruma, we believe that the incoming Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara as the next president of Sierra Leone will be a steadfast continuation of the job that we started doing very well for Sierra Leone. I know him to have served in many capacities in the development of the economy as a financial secretary, former governor, former minister of finance, former minister of foreign affairs. These are the key areas that really run the economy. If he was advising, advice depends on who takes the advice, whether you take it or not. Now, if he's in governance, he can deliver better than being a servant under a governor. So therefore, let me say, ladies and gentlemen, that Sierra Leone has only one hope, and the only hope is Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara. At this point, veterans, we need to stand up and deliver Sierra Leone out of the bondage. I want to appeal to everybody here, whether you are a veteran, you are a youth member, you are the women, or whatever category, that we have to stand up and redeem Sierra Leone. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll now move to persons with disability. And as we do that, let me recognize the one who is going to manage as a first step the implementation of this manifesto during the campaign. And that is our national campaign manager, Honorable Kombo Kamara. Leader, persons with disability. That is Mr. Anthony Kano, is the leader of the persons with disability.
Mr. Chairman and his deputy, our Secretary General, the United Nations, European Union Observers Mission in Sierra Leone, Mano River Union Election Observers Team, the African Union, all diplomatic and consular corps, our leader and standard party flag bearer, Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara, and his running mate, Honorable Chair Ramadan Majuba. Party organs, representatives, Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone representatives, National Elections Watch, pure civil society representatives, electronics and print media representatives, my fellow colleagues, persons with disability in Sierra Leone, distinguished fellow Sierra Leoneans, lend me your ears to talk to you all on this historic day of our party, gearing towards providing this country the roadmap that will end the divide and rule, to tackle the bailout economy of our nation, to end injustice and depression, to end corruption, to provide better living standards for all citizens, to restore our democracy and depoliticize our national institutions. These are cries of all citizens, including persons with disability in Sierra Leone, that prompted our standard flag bearer and the leadership of the APC party to tailor this manifesto to One Nation Manifesto, so as to salvage the current odd situation of our country. Fellow citizens, let me rekindle your mind. According to the United Nations Population Survey in 2015, persons with disability in Sierra Leone is 490,000, which constitutes 10% of the total population of this nation. 7 to 8 years ago, no credible survey has been conducted, and this number must have tripled. Among this total number, 326,667 are male, and 163,333 are female colleagues, persons with disability, that are facing so many challenges, discriminations, and marginalizations as a result of bad governance over the past 5 years of misdirection. The aforementioned total population of persons with disability of this country have put our hope on you, Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara. Believe in you, put our future in you, and support you to unify this country once again, as this manifesto is titled One Nation Manifesto, that gears towards redeeming us from the hands of King Pharaoh in Sierra Leone. To you, King Pharaoh, it is too late to call for cohesion and consolidation and inclusiveness. As the adage says, once beaten, twice shy. We have suffered and cannot withstand the continuous suffering and unlawful detention and torturing of persons with disability in this country anymore. Our colleagues, persons with disability across the country, are faced unhuman treatment under King Pharaoh's watch. A disabled person was recently beaten in bond for just declaring for APC. Adam Akonte, a blind colleague in Makeni, was seriously maltreated and detained unlawfully. Mubarak, a dwarf polio colleague, was detained for several days for just saying yesterday is better than today. Even a madman, commonly called Blacker, has faced serious beatings and torturing for crying hardship and comparison of yesterday better past today. All these are clear examples of persons with disability maltreatment over the years, a part of the socio-economic bondage we face daily. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, it is no secret that indeed this glorious party, the APC party, launches this inclusive manifesto today have long ago opened the inclusive door that has handed us, persons with disability, so many opportunities that we will name below. 1. The ratification of the UN Convention for Persons with Disability. 2. The enactment of the Persons with Disability Bill into Act 2011. 3. The establishment of the Persons with Disability Commission. The inclusion of persons with disability into the police force. The provision of free tertiary education for persons with disability in government universities. The creation of employment opportunities by establishing disability desks in all ministries and councils. Provision of NAC representative at the second highest body of the party. The appointment of persons with disability as government ministers. The award of symbols to persons with disability to represent us at the House of Parliament and councils. Provision of delegate status in the APC. The constitutional inclusion of persons with disability as an organ in the APC party, which has never happened in any political party in Sierra Leone. The establishment of a disability wing office space at the party secretariat. The award of Commonwealth scholarships for persons with disability to study abroad. The appointment of Chief Commissioner and Commissioners representing North, East, South and West at the Disability Commission. These and many others are opportunities, our golden opportunities we enjoyed during the Anesbai Kuruma era. Dr. Samura Kamara, the techno-politician as the people commonly call you, let me convey to you that the disability community in Sierra Leone do appreciate you for the call of our inputs to participate to your manifesto, which clearly shows that you want to emulate the good examples of Dr. Anesbai Kuruma. And this makes us believe that you want to mainstream disability issues in all sectors of your manifesto. Our input factored in this manifesto are a collective felt needs, wants, problems and constraints of various colleagues of persons with disability across the country that we look forward to working with you and helping you achieving them. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, today is our happiest day, an historic moment as we have suffered for many decades of societal discrimination and marginalization. But today, we are no longer spectators, but team players in nation building of the APC administration and the upcoming governance of Dr. Samura Kamara. It is indeed a beacon call manifesto for all and sundry, a dream for one nation, through which Dr. Samura Kamara aim is to bring in all walks of life, living in peace, tolerance, respect for human rights, principles of democracy at work, and a stable economy and freedom of speech. Finally, as our input embedded to the One Nation Manifesto, to which gears towards addressing poverty, inequality and unemployment, to enhance a sustainable Sierra Leone, let me remind you, colleagues, persons with disability, that we are part of this One Nation Manifesto of Dr. Samura Kamara. And we should all work together for his success and his victory come 2023 to actualize our dreams.
Thank you.
Fellow Sierra Leoneans, among these things we have highlighted, let me remind you, colleagues, that we seek for free and accessible education facilities for persons with disability, provision of housing facilities for persons with disability, provision of free and accessible transportation for persons with disability, provision of skills and rights to employment for persons with disability, MDs with at least 3 persons each. Payment of government monthly allowance to every person with disability to curtail street begging. 15% disability representation in all organs of government with specialized reserve parliamentary seats. Free education for persons with disability from primary to tertiary, including government and government assisted school. Free medical facilities. The president president awaiting Dr. Samura Kamara to be meeting with us on the 3rd of December every year. The establishment of the fish ponds, poultry and livestock rearing for persons with disability, amendment of the Disability Act, the establishment of a special Ministry of Disability and Special Needs Affairs. All these are part of this One Nation Manifesto. All these are part of this One Nation Manifesto, and some are policy-embedded instruments that stands for providing a well-balanced societal dignity for all persons with disability if we give the mantle of leadership to Dr. Samura Kamara for 2023. With these few words, let's be anchored here with these few words of caution. Don't vote for more injustice. Vote Dr. Samura to provide equal justice for all. Don't vote for more human rights abuse. Vote Dr. Samura Kamara to promote and protect human rights. Don't vote for more collapse of our economy. Vote Dr. Samura Kamara to fix the economy. Don't vote for more high cost of living. Vote Dr. Samura Kamara to provide better living standards for all citizens. Don't vote for more abuse of democracy. Vote Dr. Samura Kamara to restore our democracy. Don't vote for more oppression and depression. Vote Dr. Samura Kamara to provide freedom of speech for all and sundry. Thank you all for your attention. God bless you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. I am sure persons with disability are very happy with their leadership. That's a very thorough representation. Thank you very much. Let me at this point recognize the presence of our Regulatory Commission, the PPRC, Political Parties Regulation Commission. They're here. Thank you very much for coming. Our diaspora membership, the APC diaspora membership, I believe some of them are here. The National Executive, District, Regional Campaign Executive, you're all welcome. It is now time for us to hear from one of those who wanted the seat that Dr. Samura Kamara is seated now. That is the flag bearer aspirant. This is all part of symbolizing unity, not only within the party, but across this nation. Dr. Samura asked that we must include someone from the flag bearer aspirants to make the statement. And among themselves, they agreed that Honorable Almami Petito Kuruma should speak on their behalf. Ladies and gentlemen,
Mr. Chairman, our leader and presidential candidate, Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara, who beat us all in the contest. I stand on existing protocols. The journey for the position of presidential candidates for the All People's Congress for the 2023 elections started 17 qualified and experienced aspirants. This number was reduced to 1 following a national delegates conference of the party in February 2023 that ushered in Dr. Samura Matthew Kamara as APC's presidential candidate. On this occasion of the unveiling of his manifesto, I, on behalf of my colleagues, former flag bearer aspirants, repeat our congratulations to our comrade, Dr. Samura Kamara. All of us, former aspirants, wholeheartedly accept Dr. Samura Kamara as our party leader and presidential candidate because his ascension to power was ordained by God, and that his election followed democratic principles. We accept and support him because he is by all accounts the person that can and that will move Sierra Leone from its current state of acute economic hardship, national divide, energy crisis, and unemployment, among others. Sierra Leone needs someone with the right training, qualification, experience, and orientation. Dr. Samura Kamara is that person. It's an opportunity Sierra Leone and Sierra cannot afford to miss. His training, work, and experience prepared him for this job of president of a country that is in great distress and that needs to be salvaged. An economist and finance expert, he's worked locally in strategic positions, financial secretary, bank governor, minister of finance and economic development, minister of foreign affairs and international cooperation. He's worked internationally in the Commonwealth, IMF, the World Bank, making the right man at the right time. Shortly, we'll get to hear Dr. Samura Kamara speak on his plans for this country and for its people. This will further affirm our claims of him being the Moses of our time. It is for this reason that all former presidential candidates, aspirants, are firmly united around Dr. Samura Kamara, and that the people of Sierra Leone across the country are poised to vote him as the next president. It's going to be an election between the SWP and the people of Sierra Leone. We will stand by him, we will stand by you, sir, and we will support you, we will support him to the very end. Victory for Dr. Samura Kamara and the APC is imminent. All we ask for is a level playing field and democracy in play. To this end, we call on all elections, especially the Electoral Commission Sierra Leone, the Political Parties Regulations Commission, the security forces to act and perform professionally and impartially and in the interest of Sierra Leone. We abhor violence and we call on all Sierra to do the same. We thank the international community for standing by and for supporting our country. We call on you to please accompany us in this exercise with the robust elections observation and monitoring to save Sierra Leone from a decline in its democratic credentials and from anything with even just the semblance of conflict. On behalf of my colleagues, former presidential candidate aspirants, I congratulate Dr. Samura Kamara on this occasion of unveiling his manifesto and wish him well in the campaign. We look forward to celebrating victory and to receiving you, Dr. Samura Kamara, as the next president of Sierra Leone. At this point, I would like to invite all my colleagues who, like me, challenge Samura Kamara. Please stand. Please clap for us, bro. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Indeed, this program is of interest to every citizen, and that is why we called on the media to broadcast it live. And in addition to live coverage on SLBC, AYV, Star TV, we also have the Samura Kamara 2023 platform. And I must say that as we are seated here, I've already done a couple of interviews on the international media, including the Voice of America, VOA. So that's how much interest people have in what is happening in here today. We are getting closer to the high point of this program. I'm about to usher in the leadership of the party at the highest level. Before I do that, let me again say a big thank you and recognize these two very important women who have taken care of these two gentlemen for all these years to a point that we are about to now make them president and vice president in less than 27 years. Mrs. Elizabeth Massa Rojas Ni Kamara, Massa Kamara, the wife of Dr. Samura Kamara, the next First Lady of the Republic of Sierra. Thank you very much. Mrs. Hawa Ba, the wife of Honorable Chairman Majuba. Thank you very, very much. With that, let me now invite the national chairman of our beloved party, Honorable Alhaji Nkailu Mansari, to make a statement.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Leader and presidential candidate Alhaji Dr. Samura Wilson Kumara, our deputy leader and running mate, Reverend Honorable General Ramadan Majuba, the representative of the political parties registration commission here present, representatives of our indomitable legal team here present, and I should again emphasize and recognize the presence of the former First Lady, Niyama Kuruma, here present, members of the civil societies here present, Interreligious Council, distinguished leaders and eminent personalities representing other political parties here present. Comrades, welcome to the launch of the APC Manifesto, our program of action when by God's grace we win the elections next month. And the mammoth support and feedback we are having from all over the country, inshallah, we will emerge victorious. The APC is a movement founded on expanding access for everyone, irrespective of religion, ethnicity, and region. But because they are the backbone of our support, and because government must leave no one behind, we show great concern for the common man and woman. It is our strongest belief that the government must serve the common man. When we were in governance, from 2007 to 2018, it was this principle that guided our introduction of free health care, our payments for all public exams in primary and secondary schools, our increase of electricity generation and distribution, our building of roads everywhere, and our establishment of the legal aid board. It was that guiding principle that resulted in our inclusion of youths and women without checking whether the achievements of the country around the world is by tribe or by region. Strengthening the country's multilateral and bilateral resource and ensuring more resource flows into the country to enhance investment for job creation and service delivery. Today, Sierra Leone faces another very difficult period in its history. When the SLPP came into office in 2018, rather than being a bridge to connect people, they built walls to separate them. Rather than a light to brighten people's good deeds, they become darkness covering them. Rather than being vaccines that prolong life, they become adept at terminating life. Human rights abuses and extrajudicial deaths are the highest in peacetime Sierra Leone. The nation is more divided than ever, and the economy is almost dead. Women are reeling at the prices of cooking items. Urban youths are crying at the high price of a plate of kukri, which size is going down every day. Students are finding it very difficult to afford the high cost of data. Blackout has returned to freedom. The hope for change in this situation is very high. Dr. Samura Kamara has the demonstrated experience, education and competence to lead this change. He will hit the ground running. He has demonstrated competence growing this economy, in building institutions, in unity, the country and staff wherever he is. His very household demonstrated his unifying disposition. His wife of over 4 decades is from Pujam. His schooling demonstrated that unifying trajectory, and his professional career showed that spirit of standing up for all. And the government he will lead in just over a month's time from now, will be a unifying force for growth, for jobs, for living wages, for thriving businesses and sustained transformation. These are the key messages I believe is in the manifesto. He would work so assiduously to deliver. Besides, he has been worked so assiduously to put together, and he did not sit just aloof. He made sure he closely guided the team that put it together, joining their meetings and listening in shades of opinion from all over the country as to what must be the urgent and long-term priorities of government that we shall lead after the June election. Sierra Leone will rise again, and the time is now. These are my brief remarks. as national chairman. The next president himself, Dr. Samura Kumara, the next president himself, Dr. Samura Kumara, will delve into the details of his manifesto. When we took over governance at a most difficult period for the world in 2007. Just when economic and financial system was collapsing all over the globe, and we registered GDP, investment and job growth never before seen in this country. Yes, there are challenges, many challenges, when we were taking off with this particular growth. A dreaded disease, unknown to us, unknown to our brothers and sisters in the Mano River Basin, attacked us. We fought back in the midst of collapsing commodity prices all over the world. And with support from our friends, we defeated the virus and inaugurated a recovery program to put us back on track to growth in GDP, investment, and job creation. By the time we left in 2018, Sierra Leone had a bigger economy than we took over. Our country had more accessible healthcare system than we took over. Many more schools, colleges, and universities. Many more primary, secondary, and tertiary enrollment. Many more people are accessing justice through our reforms of local courts. Increases in the number of magistrates and the expansion of legal aid mechanisms. Many more people earning more and affording to get more than when we took over the reins of government. And there is lot of access to energy, ICT, seeds, and other farming inputs and diplomatic services. Dr. Samura Kamara was a key player in those achievements. He was the key professional in the design and implementation of the agenda for change and the design of the agenda for prosperity when he was Minister of Finance. And as Minister of Foreign Affairs, he spearheaded the transformation of our diplomatic service into one projecting our country in the international arena. Dr. Matthew Wilson Kamara is the hope of Sierra Leone. And I'm very confident and sure that he will lead us through his vision, mission, and programs for a united, peaceful, and thriving Sierra Leone. I thank you all. Long live the APC. Long live Sierra Leone. May God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, bear with us. We are getting to the end. Very soon, we will hear from our next Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. But before that, let us get to know more about Dr. Samura Wilson Kamara through the short video documentary that we are about to show you. on the screen here. So if we all just pay close attention to the screen and listen carefully, you will understand why those of us in the APC are so much hopeful. You will understand why, as we travel across the length and breadth of Sierra Leone, and people come up close and personal to Dr. Samura Kamara, they know him, you will understand why they get so much hope that Sierra Leone is about to have one of the best visionary leaders that this country has ever produced. Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? Let us pay attention and let us please be quiet. Thank you very much. Can somebody, I know the switches are by the door. If we can just turn off some of these lights.
Dr. Kamara's leadership embodies this unity. He believes in a Sierra Leone. He aims to build a better future, to ignite the flame of hope, to pave the way for a united and prosperous Sierra Leone. Vote for Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara, the leader Sierra Leone deserves. Vote Samura Kamara. Save
Vote Samura Kamara, save Mama Salom. Vote Samura Kamara, save Mama Salom. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pretty sure some of us in here have now come to know Dr. Samura Kamara even more than we did when we entered this hall. Let us please be attentive as I usher in a man of impeccable experience when it comes to legislation in this country. In 2007, Sierra Leone came to know a young, energetic lawyer who ventured into politics as one of the most popular candidates for Member of Parliament. They were quick to coin the term Cherry Cocoa. And Cherry Cocoa ran through as a flame all across this nation. And over the years, he has come to gain so much experience as one of the finest members of parliament this country has ever seen. He rose to becoming Deputy Speaker of the Sierra Leone Parliament. He's the member of the ECOWAS Parliament, and quite recently, he was the leader of the majority party parliament. And throughout as many of us, or as all of us Sierra Leoneans face our challenges and difficulties with the current administration, he had his own share as the leader of the APC in Parliament. He was ruffled on some days, other days he was pepper sprayed, and some days he had to stand in the way and dodge blows aiming at his members of Parliament. At some point I called him Mike Tyson, because he was very good at dodging the blows from the SMPP and the police. It is my pleasure to call on our running mate and the next Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Honorable Chairman Ramadan Majuba, to short usher him, Dr. Samora Kamara.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Sure, people are wondering why I have papers in hand, but I had no choice. Writing, otherwise we'll have to sleep in this place. As I've known this young man for almost 40 years. That's why I know young man is very young. I've known him for almost 40 years. I even had a challenge last night. I had to rush to IMAT and meet with Lucy. I asked her, Lucy, what are you going to talk with your papa? And she said, listen, I don't know, talk to her. And Auntie Betty, I will not venture to call her because she will tell me not to waste her time. So I decided to choose few areas to touch on. So don't blame me when I will leave many things behind. It's deliberate. But the video has helped us. It's pictorial, so it says a lot. Mr. Leader, our dear First Lady, former, I asked to stand on existing protocols. As the chairman of the party and some others, I've done justice to the protocol here. I hope I have your permission to proceed. To our partners, comrades, and distinguished guests, the enormity of my task this afternoon requires that I preface the introduction of my dear friend and brother, our dear comrade, a fellow Edwardian, don't be jealous, my leader and boss, and by the will of Allah, the president in waiting come June 24, with a quote from Muslim Carter, the former First Lady of the United States. I'm sure you wonder why I've chosen a woman. I represent the women. She said, a leader takes people where they want to go, but a great leader takes people where they don't necessarily want to go, but ought to be. I don't take words lightly. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades, and our distinguished guests. Words from a great woman, our mothers, and especially those from a former First Lady like Muslim Carter, speaks to my conviction that our dear party, the APC, has chosen a great leader who is ready to take this nation of ours where its people may not necessarily want to go, but where they ought to be. And why not? He is a technocrat with unmatched credentials and a compassionate politician of unblemished integrity. When he first made his goal at the presidency of our dear nation in 2018, the doubters and naysayers retorted, "You sabi him?" 5 years on, his name is not only a household one or a buzzword for change, it is now symbolic of that desire for urgent change at State House from the well-meaning people of our nation who have seen what the past 5 years of how the SLPP misdirection has led us into a ditch. Our soon-to-be president and dear leader served in the most critical department of our nation's economic development and international relations for almost 4 decades. At the Bank of Sierra Leone, where he started, he rose to become the governor. He was financial secretary at the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development, where he once again became the head. So don't doubt it, on the 24th of June, he will become the next president of Sierra Leone. Just before 2018, he was our chief diplomat and minister of foreign affairs and international cooperation, where he polished and sold the image of Sierra Leone to the rest of the world at the front and center of our international relations agenda. The high-profile service of the front runner in the June 24 elections did not stop with Sierra Leone. He also acquitted himself well as an international servant with the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, normally we call the IMF, and the Commonwealth. Throughout his exemplary never called into question. Our leader is a patriot who put his nation over and above his personal gain. He left the World Bank in the 90s to support the economic recovery process in a country trapped in a violent civil war. He left a well-paid job for a national call that demanded immense courage and sacrifice because he believed in death, as he does now, that Sierra Leone does not deserve the catastrophe it went through, nor the disaster it is now faced with. Therefore, while during that period, he was central in stabilizing the economy, reducing our national debt, and preparing the country for the post-war transition process. This time, he wants to lead the charge of rebuilding our economy, reuniting our people, and deepening democratic governance. A workaholic, as they normally call him, who combines experience and expertise. My boss, our party's flag bearer, no doubt has a great understanding of our economic and governance leadership, and a great appreciation of what it takes to put our country back on a path of progress. Born in the north, I think the place is called Kamalo, I'm not too sure, but somewhere in the north. Schooled in the south and the west, St. Edward, as I mentioned earlier, the Maypark. Uncle Frank will resonate with what I'm saying. And married from the south to Auntie Betty, or Betty K, as we normally call her. Our leader and presidential candidate has a penchant for competence and national inclusion. Throughout his time at the Bank of Sierra Leone and the Ministry of Finance, he recruited the most competent Sierra Leoneans to work with him, regardless of their ethnic background. For him, it is about putting the nation first, which the current government has failed to do. He has mentored the best of Sierra Leoneans for service to the country and run the economy, a legacy that has been torn and thrown away. But very soon, that legacy will be re-established. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, fellow comrades, it is refreshing for our nation that a consummate technocrat of such towering public service pedigree will put himself forward to lead our nation at a time when our people are groaning under the punishing weight of incompetence, corruption, ethno-regionalism, and downright unsympathetic leadership. At this juncture, kindly allow me to present to you the gentleman with whom we in the APC are well pleased. We, the APC, are well pleased with this gentleman. The caring leader Sierra Leone needs at this challenging time. The president in waiting. As I thank you for patiently listening, please let's give a round of applause for Dr. Samura Matthew.
Please, people at the end. Just control the camera, yeah? Hey guys!
Away! Oh, now don't tire. Even my Cassandra Gava no tire. Away! Better now, small. Have faith in God. Have faith in God. Wonderful things will happen to you if you have faith in God. Have faith in God. Have faith in God. Wonderful things will happen to you if you have faith in God. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll make one small appeal. We come inside this room, we come for business. You will not say you don't come for business, go na do. And let you serve. That talk, exchange, you know, right. If you want to talk, with a good time of play. We don't talk, don't do kind of. For now, this is serious business. All of us here are to be transformed into agents of development, agents of the message. Okay, and for listen and get the message go to the one that will not go for Ghana. So we should consider ourselves privileged and humble to be invited to this event. We come. Do you beg? I beg. If my nonsense and the talk self now allow me like talker. Well I don't when I go hold me responsible. But for now, if I drop pin, or I drop this pocket like I drop and so, I want any noise. Let I drop a balai. I don't. Thank you very much. Let me acknowledge and appreciate existing protocol. Notwithstanding that, let me say thank you to our former president and chairman and leader of our party, who is not physically present, but I do know he's spiritually here. Let us bless and thank God. Praise that the Almighty will continue to keep investing. It's not easy to run party like an APC for 10 years or more years. I think I'm for 15 years, not family. Hey, Tranga. That probably the power in you. But thank God you don't shape the job now. So we will try. So, Sandra Gaba, thank you very much for coming. She is my adopted grandmother from another tribe. That's the good Creole union they do when they call me. And they decorate me all. Let me also recognize the representative of His Excellency Dr. Ernest Bai Kuruma,
Madam Mami Sia Koroma, for coming. I don't see we don't can answer all people that I am. I welcome you and our people. Of course, if I stand here, somebody been saying, I was mentored and energized by a young lady from Masangbaka and Blama Masakoi in the Bujawu district. We met in the sporting area. At that time, she held the national record for junior sprinting, 100 meters. But in an ask for running again, because at least I don't pull a bad one. They didn't run again. And I'm Betty Masak Omara Rogers. Of course, my running mate and soon to be Vice President of the Republic, General and his lovely wife, and soon to be the woman in charge of the first Vice President, the Vice President of Sierra Leone. Madam, you're welcome. Thank you so much for taking care of him. Otherwise, you will not have been here. Ladies and gentlemen, come resolve. Mr. Black Country, thank you for coming. Came here with the voice of wisdom. Recognize the elders of this party. Of course, my mentor, secondary school and university, Chief Sumanu Kape. He took care of me as a young brother throughout my schooling as a secondary school and college. And up to today, he has not left me behind. Thank you very much. We have here the CASA Foundation, we have the diplomatic and consular and development partners, and then we have some members of our electoral management bodies, the UPRC. Thank you for coming. We have great faith in you. I was hoping that ECSL would be here. Are they here? I have been there for a week. This alone point are responsible. Because every 5 years, Sierra Leonean is given the opportunity to exercise his or her voting right. So choose the leader that he or she wants going forward. Now rather than stand on the way, and ECSL, we call her neck. No, I mean like that name neck be easy for you because we don't do bad more, we hold you by the neck. Ladies and gentlemen, before I start the statement proper, kindly permit me to request you to kindly be upstanding and let's just recognize a 1 minute silence for those APCians whom God has taken away from us, and equally for those who departed from us through bad politics, bad intervention, death at Tombo, death at Padova Road prisons, McCain, Tom Colimba, so many places, even by 91. We should be grateful those of us who come from villages and towns have not been affected. May their souls and the souls of the faithful departed rest in perfect peace. And may light perpetual shine upon them. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm immensely honored to heartily welcome each one of you here today and to present the One Nation Manifesto of the All People's Congress Party for the year 2023 presidential and general elections. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, comrades all, many great leaders before and during our time did anchor their aspirations for their people on simple words. Notably, Martin Luther King Jr. said, "I have a dream." President Obama did say, "Yes, we can." Our famous President Trump stated, "Make America great again." I think these are all appropriate for the Sierra Leone want. We have a dream to make the Sierra Leone we want. Yes, we can make the Sierra Leone we want. Of course, we can make Sierra Leone great again. I salute you, our sister Amida Guru from Kenya, Angela. I can see you standing there. We have a secret I will not divulge here. On the run-up to the 2018 presidential debate. God bless you, Mama. Oh, okay, I thought you were standing there.
I'm right here.
Oh, you're hiding there. Let people see you. She's here helping us again. The media. Local as well as international. In 2018, I lost the presidential race to the now President Julius Maada Bio, who has just concluded his 5 years of constitutional tenure on the mantra, new direction, which by the time he ended his term was changed to new misdirection. Today, please allow me to lace my presentation of our One Nation APC Manifesto 2023, and indeed, my aspirations, our aspirations for Sierra Leone, with my 4 simple words on which it is anchored. And these are my Sierra Leone, my responsibility. Can we all repeat it? My Sierra Leone, my Sierra Leone, my responsibility. These are very important words. These are my simple words. I know wherever our forefathers are today, you want to hear that. Often, political words and speeches might not matter to some people, but on this particular occasion, I want to believe that most of our people during these very trying times do need more than ever before words of inspiration and promises of hope for a better life and a better future. And it is for this reason that I am running again for President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, because we all want to believe in change again. I am saying this from an informed insider position because I have lived in Sierra Leone. I have worked in Sierra Leone for almost all my life to date. This is my Sierra Leone, my responsibility. Our youths are saying to me, Samura Kamara, for some they just say Samura, but they are me. It's not beginning, even below age 5. They are saying to me, we want woke, no more push. We want woke, no more push. The women are demanding, we want positive, proactive inclusion and empowerment in governance. Salute them. In their disappointments, in their frustrations, and in anger, the people of Sierra Leone are crying to me, Samura, angry past mark. Samura, we want it. Samura, we want freedom. Samura, we want peace. Samura, we want justice. Samura, fix the economy for we do it. Fix the exchange rate for we. Fix million currency, we don't go kaput, and make it valuable again. Fix the prices of our basic food items. Fix the high cost of fuel. Fix the high electricity charges and transportation costs. Samura, fix our chronic corruption, our national divide, and our endemic poverty. I will beg you, Samura Kamara. Fix our hospitals, fix our schools, our markets, our electricity, our water, our roads, our informal settlements, otherwise known as slums. Papa Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara, give us back our mutual respect and dignity as peaceful Sierra Leoneans as we were before. Accordingly, all and sundry are calling me Samura, our solution. So I just heard somebody saying Samura, our Moses. Yeah. Samura, as Dr. Black once said, Samura, our hope. How they blaspheme, may God, they forgive me. But this is coming from the heart of Sierra Leoneans who are looking for a better life. May God mighty help me. Indeed, managing such expectations becomes my biggest challenge and nightmare as the next president of the Republic. The good thing is, all is well. It can be done. But in partnership. All of you. I cannot do it. Distinguished guests, comrades all. Unlike others in the past, our 2023 One Nation Manifesto has been designed as a commitment of the All People's Congress Party to the people of Sierra Leone. This manifesto is especially informed by the experience and successes we achieved during the 10 years our party was in governance, 2000 to 2017, and a period guided by the proud history of the APC party as a broad-based national grassroots movement. In our 2023 manifesto, we have highlighted the current checkered nature of the socio-economic and political dynamics in our country and the attendant severe challenges that will be left behind by the new direction or the new misdirection government. We are very clear as to the complexities and challenges that we face at the threshold of the 2023 elections. And that is the big difference between us and them. They came in as novices. We are coming in as experts. Additionally, we have underscored our past achievements, the legacy of the APC in power, as well as the experience gained in bringing unprecedented developments to our country. And furthermore, we have laid out also in detail our commitment to the people of Sierra Leone for the ensuing 5 years. With the APC in power, our intention here is very clear. The APC wants to give our country and our people, and more importantly, our esteemed grassroots nationwide, a basis for comparison between what we achieved when we were in governance with what the new direction, misdirection, government is leaving behind as they exit in 2023. Importantly, we want Sierra Leoneans and the international community to understand what the commitments to the people of Sierra Leone are and how we intend to restore the glory and dignity of this beautiful nation. Our program of commitments is equally up for comparison with the usual unrealistic and shallow promises for an extended 5 years of our new direction neighbors. In so doing, we are asking the voters to compare, contrast, decide, and vote for the party that is capable of redeeming, reuniting, healing, and building our country, and putting an end to the ongoing, unprecedented, dehumanizing, and unacceptable suffering of our people. We are asking our people to vote for a completely different type of political leadership. A leadership that is honest, that is realistic, that is humble, that is respectful, caring, consulting, and a leadership that is listening. A leadership that is tolerant to the cries of its people. We are confident that our people will continue to have a living memory of the APC's past achievements in governance, which we have laid out clearly in this One Nation Manifesto. Given those laudable antecedents, the APC is again seeking from the people of Sierra Leone a renewed mandate on 24 June 2023 to continue serving them from where the party left off in 2017 and from where it is taking off in 2023. A time to consolidate and a time to continue building for a better nation in the years ahead. Our goal is to further expand and spread the opportunities for peace, inclusion, cohesion, stability, growth, and prosperity to be enjoyed by all Sierra Leoneans in all parts of the country, with specific focus on the disadvantaged segments of our society. Sure, Anthony Kanu will take this part. But I see one ministry for the disabilities. So we can present for 1 month. We are able to do it during our 10 years in governance, during which the APC government worked tirelessly and succeeded in bringing about and maintaining peace and stability, provided a better sense of direction, properly formulated and implemented impactful development priorities, good, hard, and soft priorities, and executed the mandate of governing the country based on inclusivity, accountability, honesty, and commitment. During that glorious period of the APC in governance, we promoted democracy, as my colleagues have stated. We promoted tolerance and good governance. We respected the freedoms and rights of Sierra Leoneans. We empowered the women and the youth and the people with disabilities. We did not hesitate to allocate the resources necessary to ensure that our people had access to basic amenities such as electricity and water supply. We constructed new roads, rehabilitated and strengthened our economic and social institutions, and revived mining activities throughout the country, bringing in the largest private foreign investment ever in the history of Sierra Leone. We revived the railway for the transportation of minerals. We made dramatic progress towards food security and removed the stigma on our country of having the highest infant and maternal mortality, death rates at the time. We expanded access to and infrastructure for affordable education. We significantly empowered and enhanced the participation of women, the youth, and our brothers and sisters in the diaspora in governance. We raised and tolerated voice and legitimacy in our citizens. The 2023 One Nation Manifesto of the APC does not make promises per se. On the contrary, what it offers are commitments, as indicated earlier. Commitments that will be fulfilled as much as possible based on our immediate to short-term and medium to long-term vision and goal to heal, to reunite, rebuild our Sierra Leone. Commitment to foster national peace, inclusion, cohesion, and prosperity for all together. As a democratic political party, we believe that it is only through a dedicated and purposeful continuation of these transformative programs that we shall succeed in ending the poverty and ongoing suffering of our people. Our One Nation Manifesto also represents the aspirations of the grassroots, the aspirations of the poor and less privileged of our society. It provides an alternative vision and solution for truly transforming the lives of people. Hence, it is a practical and implementable program. I repeat, it is a practical and implementable program. It's not talking about building bridges across the river that you don't even understand how deep it is. This will shape and define the APC party governance, guided by the need for pragmatism and our past 10 years experience in governance. We will continue to improve on the programs that have in the past produced successful results in expanding service delivery, creating jobs, and strengthening governance. The APC party is proud to acknowledge that we built a strong foundation for democratic governance and socio-economic development of our country during the 10 years we are in governance. At the same time, we are mindful of the prevailing challenges facing us. Now is not the time for complacency. It is certainly not the time for blame games. It is not the time to hide behind thirsty security personnel. It is not the time to intimidate our people and instill fear in them as they step out to exercise their democratic choice of political leadership in the next 5 years. Let us all, as political parties, restore and give our people, once again, democratic space they so deserve. It is time to redeem, to reunite, and rebuild Sierra Leone. My Sierra Leone, my responsibility. Our manifesto is anchored, it's all my way, on 10 pillars. I'm sure after having delivered this, the PPRC will just acknowledge the APC party as victor. Our manifesto is anchored on 10 pillars. Pillar 1, we'll foster national unity and cohesion, building one nation. shall take immediate steps to restore national cohesion, peace and unity, including steps to eliminate ongoing political and ethnic tensions, orchestrated largely by weak and heavy-handed political leadership. We shall foster, secure and protect the equitable distribution of opportunities across the country and undertake constitutional and institutional changes to entrench decentralization and local government. The unexpected fall of our historic Leon, the unexpected fall also of a historic icon, the cotton tree, is a reminder of the need to protect and preserve our historical heritage and culture, the need to strengthen our security apparatus, sports, media, entertainment, fashion design, and film industries as tools and agents for building national peace and social cohesion. Pillar 2. Is an vulnerability. More importantly, and sooner rather than later, address the cost of living crisis at the structural level. It is unprecedented for the IMF, as well as other development partners, to engage political opposition parties openly to discuss macroeconomic issues of our country on the run-up to a general elections. By courtesy the IMF, I and my colleagues, including the chairman of the party, shared our views on how we can quickly stabilize the macroeconomic situation of the country and put it on new growth trajectory. We have also urged them to make this engagement a norm, a common practice in their future missions, especially in the least developed countries. Usually, these institutions, especially on the run-up to general elections, do not talk to the opposition. So we are putting it to them that it's about time you change your game. Talk to everybody, because the economy, the development of a country belongs to everybody. It's everybody's responsibility. That's why we say, my Sierra Leone, my responsibility. Together, there is an understanding with the IMF on the broad objectives of the ongoing fund-supported program for Sierra Leone, leading to success of programs. This program we're running on now, I hear at the stated dates of conclusion in June. The new program should be articulated in November. So now we're well placed, at least, before the conclusion of this program. Coming with a new program, we have engaged, and they know our view. We indicated to the IMF our manifesto commitment to institute a quick economic and price recovery plan that aims to address the current macroeconomic and price challenges, as well as a medium to long-term development plan that aims to create a more sustainable development trajectory, drawing on the past 62 years of independence. You could not understand why I said I go back to 1961. I must say, where did this one I go understand? Sometimes, Pamose will do that for that. Thus, we shall restore macroeconomic stability and work towards transforming Sierra Leone from a consumption to a competitive production economy. This will include prioritizing sector-wide approaches, private sector development, strengthening indigenous businesses and rural communities, leveraging the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement and other trade agreements, and the potential of digital transformation. We shall dedicate our energies to conclude and enjoy the benefits of the MCC program. Yes, we So can enjoy it. So, okay, work, Babu the job. Also, we don't work for so we don't job. We acknowledge the huge amount of resources poured into this country by our development partners, and will therefore commit to uphold all donor-supported projects as national projects. We shall reignite our middle-income status ambition. This is one of the biggest legacies we Ernest Bakoman left for transform Sierra Leone into a middle-income country by the year 2035. Of course, at the time, we will do so well. That's when Ban Ki-moon visited Sierra Leone to close the UNAMSIL program in Sierra Leone and transform to the development instrument. They said the rate at which I don't know develop under this Bakoman. It will achieve this middle-income status 5 years earlier. I think that's a big challenge we have to check. Instead of 2035, let's lay the building blocks to be able to achieve it in 2030 or even before. It's not impossible. What others have done, we also can do. Not so. Singapore has done it. Thailand has done it. South Korea has done it. In Malaysia today, our palm tree is a livelihood. For this to happen, for us to achieve a middle-income status, we shall intensively and extensively explore and exploit to their fullest potentials every conceivable sector of socio-economic activity. It's part of the economy, the great economic output. Would encourage them. Don't for talk about the granite seller, where they sell granite, now me wallet in street office. Today, that lady, when I first met her, young girl, they sell granite. Small picking. 3 years later, today, in the university, through that granite. Because any granite we can go, we buy all. One chopper more, one chopper, we buy, we give it. The way we don't account now, Lucy, he said, well, I will pay you school. And that inspired me. That inspired me. We paid up to get college fee. When I make the promise and come here, say, the APC government under Samora by the Wilson Kamara, no child, no youth, and I mean no youth, will stay out of tertiary education because of school fees. Ladies and gentlemen, fixing the economy is undoubtedly the most single challenge of our time. My Sierra Leone. Third pillar. Our third pillar is to intensify efforts in job creation and establishment of pathways for every adult, especially the youth and the women, to earn a living wage. Not the toil, we get threshold wage, not so. So that wage you can get threshold income. We have a threshold income, not so we government can announce. Now it is been raised from 600 to 800,000 leones. We have a minimum wage again. Now you can see there are 3 indicators where they compete. Minimum wage, threshold income, and a living wage. It is only a living wage that challenges your cost of living. And this will be our top priority. Through sustainable cross-sectoral interventions, we shall collaborate with local and international partners to create jobs while simultaneously reforming and capacitating the civil and public service to prioritize service delivery. We want to make the public service, the civil service, competent and efficient again. Yes, if you join politics, if you want to be political person seriously in the open, come on and the people service, come on and the civil service. common and the public service. Go and chase your politics. Because once you're there, you are not serving your political goals. You are not serving the party. You are serving the entire people of this country. Yes. Our fourth pillar, accelerate investments in our people with a specific focus on the education, capabilities, and health care of our children, women, and the youth. There are old people there. Mami Gaba will not let Funabiano. I'm working program now and I'm responsible for Una. And I'm saying ourselves will join up for that program. We shall enhance the efficiency and equity of all social spending, elevating quality and explicitly caring for the most vulnerable segments of our population, including the socio-economic and political empowerment of the old age, the women, the youth, and the people with disabilities. We shall set adequate funding mechanisms to support women and youth skills development and viable business enterprises. In particular, ongoing human capital development, free education, free healthcare, teacher support, and medical staff support initiatives will be upheld, strengthened, and made better and sustainable. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, comrades all in the APC, let us begin to think big and act big. Our fourth, accelerate investments in physical and digital infrastructure development. We shall pursue responsible investments in energy, transportation, water supply, urban planning, affordable housing, information communication technology, while fostering regulatory frameworks for mutual and mutually beneficial partnerships with the private sector, international financial institutions, with our development agencies, and regional economic bodies. We will vigorously pursue e-government transformation. Serious attention and significant resources will be devoted toward restoring regular electricity, especially in the capital city and headquarter towns and cities. We'll restore the impetus for road construction, focusing on international and intercity connectivity, while upgrading rural and intra-town road construction. The bottom line is, as Ernest Nkrumah did, will make the entire Sierra Leone a works yard once again. Our sixth pillar will deepen and strengthen decentralization and rural development. We shall revive our decentralization program, supporting the administrative and financial empowerment of all local councils on a foundation of accountability, respect, and fairness, and delivery. Urgent measures shall be taken to restore the confidence of our development partners in this critical pillar of our progress. They are waiting on the sideline to help us again. Pillar 7. We'll enhance good governance and the rule of law. We shall uphold democratic principles, protect human rights, intensify and depoliticize the fight against corruption, and build robust public institutions, transparent and accountable to the people of this country. Today, almost all our public institutions are under state capture. Let's redeem them from state capture and take them back to their people. We shall give power to the people by creating platforms to make inputs into decision making and hold government accountable. Power to the people! Power to the people. not the answer. This is a revolutionary statement in a comedy in England. Citizen Smith. And also, power to the people! Power to the people! My Sierra Leone. My responsibility. Thank you. Pillar 8. In our Pillar 8, we commit to protect our environment and respond to climate change. We shall roll out improved natural resource management strategies, climate-focused mitigation and adaptation measures, including the creation of green jobs and green economic belts. Pillar 9, we will strengthen and broaden economic diplomacy. We shall foster strategic partnerships with our jurisdictions, align priorities, ensure value for money in ongoing and future investments, and pursue mutually beneficial partnerships with deep respect for their taxpayers while safeguarding our sovereignty. They are also financial taxpayers, their taxpayers' money. We have to respect them. Overall, contrary to what happened when I was the Minister of Foreign Affairs, we shall spread our economic diplomacy across all ministries, departments, and agencies of government, and not only in the foreign service, and strengthen international development cooperation. Every ministry now must have an economic diplomatic agenda. That's how you raise money, develop yourself. The last pillar, Pillar 10, will foster partnership with the diaspora, our diaspora, for national development. We shall map our diaspora network, collectively identify areas of expertise and interest, and create a welcoming environment for mutually beneficial engagements and investment. We shall also work towards transforming our diaspora into international advocacy agents for Sierra Leone. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, unresolved. Once in governance, we commit to mobilize the whole society as a resource necessary to transform Sierra Leone for the betterment of all. In this regard, my team of experts is now working assiduously on the plan and budget estimates for operationalizing and implementing this One Nation Manifesto. Yes, when only they think good as you almost the manifesto cost, you say you don't have it. $100. It has to be monetized, and we shall do it. And here, I want to express my profound gratitude to the APC Secretariat and staff and my team for their diligence in producing this manifesto. The process is not over yet, and I want to urge them to continue working together until the final victory. In conclusion, I don't know when I will talk here. This one I don't wait too much. In conclusion, we are conscious of the challenge facing our country today. The question is whether in the coming elections, our people will be given the space and freedom to vote in a president and government of their choice that will work assiduously in uniting our country, or alternatively, to have their votes suppressed by this new direction leadership, thus risking exposing, and subjecting them to more of existing suffering and to losing the gains of a hard-won struggle for progress, peace, and prosperity for all Sierra Leoneans. The people have a choice. Either you vote for positive change or you vote to continue the hardship, the suffering, the molestation, the dehumanization, the jailing, the arresting, police brutality. How many of us want to vote that way? Nobody in this country. We need to remind our people. And that's why, as I said earlier, this group seated here today, you are the critical mass. Let's go out and tell our people the message. As Mr. Conte be saying just now, that might be say, but do you not left feel that the people have their hand again? It's a very serious request. It happened to me in Rokupur. A couple of days ago, I went there. We arrived at this place around 10 o'clock at night. General and I addressed the people. By the time we finished, it was about 11, going to 11:30. I was jumping into my car when somebody said, hey, please, wait. I said, what happened? Wait! I said, what happened? One mommy said, if he not see you, if he not touch you, he will die. Very, very good. So I jumped out of the car and I walked towards the whole arm. I saw the whole arm. Luckily, the bucket side. It not been too big. Yeah, it not been too big. So the whole arm, as I go now, it gripped me. It's around me. I'm sure it was not for Samura Kamara. It was the hope and confidence and trust that I'm going to say, Papa can't save you. I no more go able to save you. That's my reading of her. And she's not alone in this. She's not alone. Some want to be the same, but they're scared. But today they're not arrest with voice. Yes, you cannot say, Paul Mulbarak along Kinton Bridge with the past. I say, until Tragan in this country, Brahmaja arrest her because he said that talk. The poor man, handicapped, was sent to CID. How can the set of people be so inhuman? Oh dear. Oh my God, help me. The APC is confident that the people of Sierra Leone will once again reaffirm their trust and confidence in the APC party by giving us a resounding victory at the polls in the forthcoming presidential and general elections on 24th of June 2023, and allowing us the opportunity to start again to rebuild their punctured lives and livelihoods. June 24, 2023 marks a pivotal change in the history of Sierra Leone, second only to our Independence Day, April 27. The change you want to make, the change you will make on June 24, 2023 will be equal to the change we made in 1961, April 27. It is a pivotal, a monumental, a new era for this country. It's not an ordinary date. This date will be remembered by our people. If we vote right, we will be remembered. If we vote wrong, we will be remembered. Let's vote right. Let's think right. Finally. As in Pentecost Sunday, yesterday, for Christians. Let us, on election day, June 24, pray and ask for a spirit of renewal, of hope, of peace, and of unity for the entire Sierra Leonean community. Pentecost, a day of remembrance, the way they ask, God give you a spirit for that. The Christ rise. It's not an ordinary day. So let us pray that we may overcome any more fear, any more intimidation, and any more doubts or differences that will dampen our resolve to act aright. But be united in giving our beloved country, Sierra Leone, a new facelift, free from false promises once again. Despite the difficult times Sierra Leone has gone through from independence to date, the medium to long-term prospects of this country are still promising. But with the right leadership, policies, and capacity to deliver, all men are equal, some are more equal. Want a positive change? We have to choose the right leadership, the right policies. My Sierra Leone, my responsibility. This is a responsibility for each and every one of us. It is a belief that we are connected as one people of one nation. It is a call to restore a true sense of responsibility and pride, both in terms of accountability as a government and in terms of a responsibility for all ordinary citizens that they must get involved in nation building. So when I say my Australian my responsibility, it's not only mere words. Just as Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. Obama, yes we can. Trump, make America great again. These are all appropriate for Sierra Leone. And these are all definitions of what my Sierra Leone, my responsibility means. Let's make it happen. May this manifesto all right. May this manifesto, we have an abridged version and we have a detailed version. May this manifesto inspire our citizens of Sierra Leone at home and abroad. May it help us inspire
AYV is your home of credible, factual, and balanced news coverage.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, I just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like.
Accept that this is a genuine
This dedicated team is here working
Amen.
to
Away! Away!
The interviews, the views from the ordinary people who set
seats. Everybody leave the stage, please. Leave the stage. Back to your seats. The program will wait. Go back to your seats. The program will wait. Back to your seats, please. Ladies and gentlemen, when we go back to your seats. Back to your seats, please. Go back to your seats. You get the station where your man is not talking about it. Please. Let everybody go down first. Everybody go down first. Everybody go down. Back to your seats. Time is away, all man is down. Back to your seats, please. Everybody go down, please. On the stage. Go back to your seat, please. Go back to your seat. Go back to your seat. Go back to your seat. Shall we all be seated? We announce as follows. We are going to please. We are going to sit down. The program will go ahead. We are going to please. We are going to please. Now we sit down, please. The program will go ahead. Now we sit down. Amigaba, please. Regina. Now we sit down. This program will go ahead. Program will go ahead. Now we go ahead. We sit. Is this manifesto and for the nation? Go back to your seat. Go back to your seat. And then get some guys. You don't say no one can see no. I go see no one. I go see no. Please go see no. Go on and tell myself I go see no. I now call on Mami. Please, I'm going to they will now make a statement and I will serve as a vote of thanks. Meanwhile, once this program not done it. They are not there. Amigawa, please. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades on. Comrades.
Yo.
APC, hello.
maybe want to talk to me. Just want to talk to you. I can need someone. Yeah, I don't say what I'm talking about. Please, now they talk. Excuse me, now they talk. Now they talk. APC now one word. APC now one word. APC now one word. APC now
Big mommy want talk to me so. Big mommy won't forget. Serious message. Because my experience won't pass to me. So the other we listen at the water dance. This country here, over the years, we don't lost plenty historic facts because people they know the right waiting in the need. They were making a minor rights plenty was the policy. I'm following Ogo before you. We are historians. There's plenty things there when I go, when I say I create, I don't 90, God will call me anytime. Don't tell I'm in mind or tell you about APC. Now, we not join APC when you begin, but I see how APC begin, I hear how APC begin. So I want us to plenty of the facts of APC in the 1960s. I want to tell you particularly because I want to make something of one man passed away with them, Kamara, C.A. Kamara Taylor. Plenty of people will say one that now, plenty of people don't know what that. But I want to tell you to say, if this particular today, they will get this ground, Kamara Taylor was a great friend. And they say that because in the early 1960s, of course, an SLP people but I attended Shaki, Kamara Taylor, the SLP woman and staff. That said she went to the in politics. The government and the SLP, they all one meeting and what has when they on the streets now, the police are whatever. So they say violence. So they arrest them. They arrest them and APC decides the people then to make violence. So people go. Now that the APC don't begin the government is that. Two lawyers there, we get that country when activities say like for everything there was activity. Then two lawyers there, Pastor Macaulay, and Manager they to take the case free. They not ask them for pay. Now the evidence was left go when government with them power, get case, they must get to go get yes, every day. So the case will go wrong, the evidence that go wrong, inside. So, remember that the ones that become by even the little. So the employer that suggests that say, this thing for work. To go back to the evidence that when the people they put, so say that they excite the people. So they agree say, listen, they agree say one person will go for saying guilty. Naisha he say, well, since me like the leader, I will say guilty. Nine Kamala tell us, no sir. He said, you, now the leader, now you will stay out for build up this party because if we go inside at the end of the party that every time don't see that plenty, if we see say take up and go out in the one party where when you know they got from the civil voters right to get that PNP in the 1960s. That is a goal. And now step go. As the leader not there when they get confidence bad, the party they lost. And if they be get for sentence that can given when they don't say we don't strong and not confident, that it will be a long sentence. They give Kamala Taylor 6 months from 6 months again. The kids are taken from here 1 year enough. So since that's now Shaki will go on planning, go for the people there, the next election, if we seek 3%. And today, this crowd here, as from that 3% today, that will be taken. So, I think I don't want to write for this long term, so previous president say, we for do something for honor Kamala Taylor, do a monument. We not a do them today. Look, and I be one right for this for me, the Bible woman. But with people that I hear, they're not right still and look in them, they don't talk to one of the ministers there. They say right and right. But when I sit down for people right, I go say, people that don't read better they will say more than. So when I see this crowd, and I see the potential of the president, when they stand, I go say, it will take this seriously. And as I say, that they do the case. Sometimes some people will say, I make that up. But I want to tell you to say, when Shaki became president, he writes by hand one letter to Mr. Manifesto for telling thank you. That letter there to me a valuable document, and I get that. But I don't tell me picking and say when God take me, there will be archives. I don't be APC, make them not say I want to make them give me something. So
another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wine and we had back.
go share the manifesto give now. Everybody they run the down the stage. From here we dey go Atuga Stadium. We dey assemble at Atuga Stadium. Atuga Stadium from here, straight to Atuga Stadium. Clear this stage, please.
It's not a time for love, all get together, continue for improved value.
Why, Osai, why, Osai, why, Osai, Samura Camera, ready to lead. APC, back to power 2023. Salon Vitaya, oh, with Mada. We do welcome you, Samura. Salon Vitaya, oh, with Mada. We do welcome you, Samura. If Salon they break down, no. Na Uda Kozamo, Fatima and Mada. If Salon they break down, no. Na Uda Kozamo, Fatima and Mada. Salon people they cry, you they fly, till they triangle. Fatima they dance, you don't if we they can't get sorry. Angry they kill we, Samura can free we. They can't get they go back instead of before. Everything they go up, no price control. BOE system, na rotten system. This time make we vote twice and Utanado. Salon Vitaya, oh, with Mada. We do welcome you, Samura. Salon Vitaya, oh, with Mada. We do welcome you, Samura. If Salon they break down, no. Na Uda Kozamo, Fatima and Mada. If Salon they break down, no. Na Uda Kozamo, Fatima and Mada.
Skade them been they talk say angry boku. They let it the angry pass mark. Them been they talk say angry boku. They let it the angry pass mark. For make Salon go before. Vote Samura, and if you want change, vote Samura. For make Salon go before. Vote Samura, and if you want change, vote Samura. Samura, 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 now you now we Moses. Samura, 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 now you now we Savior.
Salon Vitaya, oh, with Mada. We do welcome you, Samura. Salon Vitaya, oh, with Mada. We do welcome you, Samura. If Salon they break down, no. Na Uda Kozamo, Fatima and Mada. If Salon Fatima